Evening guys, so welcome to Tuesday's training. I'm just gonna kind of sit here for a minute and wait for a few more people to jump on and join us. So if you are catching up on the replay, then just skim through for a couple of seconds until you catch the actual training, and give us a few minutes here. So I am locked away in the office at the moment because both the kids are upstairs playing music on their phones and chatting away on Skype and stuff. So told them both to keep the noise down, so you may well hear some shouting and screaming in the background. I should keep the dog out the way as well, so no big faces coming that way this evening either. So yeah, so we'll just give it a couple of minutes for a few more people to kind of jump on and join us. If you are with me, then please drop a comment, let me know that you're here, send a little thumbs up across the screen, some smiley faces, whatever you fancy. Let me know that you're with me. So, didn't do training last week because I was contacted basically quite last minute and asked to run a couple of training courses. So I've been asked to do one on communication and one on time management. So these are both quite big training programs, workshops, and they're both full days. So quite a lot of exercises and activities to learn, and the slides and all that kind of stuff I had to prepare. So I had to really kind of knuckle down and get that done for last week. So couldn't do the training last week. Sorry guys. So and then over the last couple of days, a few things happened that has kind of influenced today's training. So I thought, debating what to do the training on and what I could cover, what would be useful and all that kind of stuff. And then a few things happened and I thought, I know, let's talk about what we really do when it all goes to shit. Because let's face it, it does all go to shit sometimes, you know, it does happen. So we have this kind of image of a perfect world, if you like. And when you're an online business, you have this idea where you have to kind of produce this persona that everything's successful and everything's going wonderful, and you know, you're kind of rolling in the clients and it's all amazing and everything else. And that's not always true. Quite often that bit of bullshit, really. And there's a saying that is bounced around on the online world, which is you fake it till you make it. And I don't agree with that, I don't think. I prefer to be a bit more honest. I think, you know, it's good to show people what's real. And if you're going to work with me on a one-to-one basis, you're going to get the real me. So you may as well know what it's really like and what's really going on. So I thought tonight I would share with you a couple of things that happened this week that has pretty much just made everything go to shit, and what I'm doing to kind of manage that situation. And hopefully it might help a few people, and certainly will make you realise that, you know, it's not all wonderful and glorious. So, had this phone call from a company asking me to run these 2 training sessions. Very excited because training is the stuff I really, really enjoy doing. And it's really what I want within, you know, this group, within my business. It's what I like doing. It's where I want the business to go. So I definitely love it. Exactly what I want. So jumped at the opportunity. Yeah, no problem. Unfortunately, they've been let down by a trainer, so it's last minute. So it's like, you know, we need you to go. This was kind of end of last week. Need you to go to London on Thursday and Plymouth the following Friday. It's like, okay. So it's not just round the corner. Plymouth is 250 miles away from us. London's a little bit closer. And then I was given the training material because they provide their own training material, so it's not mine. So I have to learn their training material. So I have to learn their material, learn their slides, learn the exercises, learn the activities, all of that kind of stuff, and research the companies as well. So that when I go into these companies, I kind of know the type of company I'm walking into, whether or not, you know, what the culture's like, what they're known for, all of that kind of stuff. So all very exciting, all the stuff I love, but very short window to do it. So I had to kind of down tools on my live trainings, the Facebook group, all the things that I was looking to do. And over that period of time, I had a few things happen. So first thing that happened was my website got hacked. And all of the stuff on my website got deleted, apart from a handful of pages. So my bio page was saved. I think the testimonial page was saved, but none of the testimonials. I can't remember. 3 or 4 pages were saved. Other than that, everything is gone. So all my blogs, all my downloads, my PDFs, all the stuff that I've saved for people to download, all of my training courses, all of my online courses, all of the Canva kind of pretty images that was sort of letting people know what was going to be in each of these courses, all gone. Lucky enough, I do have them saved in kind of Canva and things like that, so they can be reproduced. But within a lot of the web pages, there is a handful of kind of writing that sort of says what I do, what I'm about, and all that kind of thing. And over the time, these have been adapted and changed and progressed and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, crap, you know, what am I going to do? I've got to rewrite it all. Lucky enough, I am quite an organised person. And I did remember that some time ago, I had taken a screenshot of each of my web pages, just in case something ever happened and I had to rewrite them. I don't know why I thought like that. I don't know where that came from, but I was able to scroll through, found them in my photos. Brilliant. So I have still got to rewrite them all, but at least I know what I'm saying. The wording is there, which is brilliant. And I'm going to change it a little bit because I can, but that's great. So I could have cried. I could have got angry. I could have got really pissed at the hackers. I could have yelled at the guy who runs my website for me for it not being backed up. All of that stuff. None of it. There's no point. There's no point because it's happened. It's done. So, deep breath. Take another deep breath and another deep breath and a couple of coffees, and you can start to see the positives. So, what I've decided to do is revamp my website. So, where there was a few things in my website I didn't like, and if I'm really honest, quite a lot on the website I didn't like. I didn't like some of the images. I didn't like the way the downloads page was, where you had to kind of click through all these weird images and stuff. There was a certain way I wanted the website to be over the last couple of months as things have got developed and as I've kind of seen other websites and seen what other people have got. And I thought, oh, I like that, or I wish I had that, and all that kind of thing. And I thought, right, actually, what I can do now is I can actually do these things. I can make those changes. So I got on the phone to the website guy and I said, look, I want to take a little bit more control over my website. I want to know what's going on. I want to be able to change it myself. So I want access to my website. So he's given me full access to my website. He's got some people to do some redesigning, and they've set up the basic imaging for me, or the basic templates for me that I can go into. So now I can make it how I really want it. I can have all the images that I want. I can put more personal spin on it. I can do it a lot more in the way that's more comfortable to me. It can show me and my personality. Hi David, welcome. So there's a positive to it. So, you know, what could have been a complete big disaster of losing my website actually has ended up being a bit of a bonus. The second thing that happened was my little boy, I say little boy, he's 14, broke his wrist at school. So I had the whole day yesterday planned out to sit and research these companies for these training and sit and go through all the exercises, do all the exercises, so if I was asked any questions I knew what I was doing. Phone call from the school, can you come and pick up Kian? He fell over in PE and he's hurt his wrist. Yeah, no problem, goes down to the school, goes to get him, and he comes out, looks like he's going to bawl his eyes out, holding his wrist like this, and the nurse says, we're not sure what he's done, we don't think it's broken, but, you know, he's in a lot of pain. Brings him home, settles him down, not happy, up to A&E, and yeah, he's broke his wrist. He's taken, in the x-ray, they showed us a little kind of chunk here as the wrist is missing. So, which is obviously what's causing the pain and what's, bless him, and what's causing him the grief. So, no cast because it's not a clean break, it's like a chip or dent, they called it, a dip. So he's got this splint thing on now. So gets him home from A&E, gets dinner on, ringing family and friends, updating them on what's going on, how he is, all that kind of stuff. And sitting there and chatting away, kids go to bed, chill out, nice and relaxed. And then I realised that I had something I was supposed to do. And I goes on my phone and there's a message from a lady that I should have been doing an interview with at 9 o'clock. And I am gutted because this lady is really lovely and she has, sorry, I've got a load of messages coming up, and she's offered me a place on her podcast as a guest speaker, and I was over the moon. I was really excited, cannot wait to do this podcast, and I just totally forgot. I know, oops, that's not what I was saying, that's not the word I was using. I felt really bad because I'd wasted her time, I'd let her down. It's something I'm really big on, is if you say you're going to do something, you do it, you turn up, you show up. I felt awful. So gets on the phone, I'm really sorry, you know, please forgive me. I'm thinking there is no way I'm going to be able to get this podcast. And she was lovely. And she said, no, it's no problem. Just rebook and we'll do it another day. We'll do another one. So I haven't lost my spot. So again, I could have come off the phone, seen it. I could have avoided her. I could have thought, oh God, what have I done? And just gone, oh, I can't talk to her because I feel too guilty, or she's going to be really pissed off with me, so I don't want that confrontation. And I could have just ignored it and left it a few days and then maybe come up with some bullshit about, you know, oh, I tried to get hold of you and there was a bad connection, or my internet was down, my phone wasn't working, all that crap that you hear from people when they're fucked up. And I didn't. I just got on the phone and I was really apologetic, and I was like, do you know what? I'm so sorry. My son broke his wrist today. I was up at the hospital, got back, so stressed out, just totally disorganised, totally distracted, and I just forgot completely. And she's like, no, it's fine, calm down, it's not a big problem. And we've rebooked. So again, it's like, whew, okay, so we've managed it. So we've had the website hacked, we've got a new website and it's much better. Podcast nearly screwed up, really lovely lady, really forgiving, and I've got a new spot and it's in a couple of weeks, so I have got to wait too long. So you think that'd be enough really, wouldn't you? Nope. So then, today, I thought, I know, I'm going to be really organised because I'm a really organised person. So on Thursday, I'm supposed to be in London doing the training programme, and this company that I'm doing it for have sent me out certificates, free pens, registration forms, and these place cards. Yes, it was. Yeah, it was a big one, David. It was, and he's my baby. So I managed to hold it together, and then kind of just before bedtime, I started to feel really panicky and really shit and everything else like you do. But he's fine, so he's coping really well. So it's not so bad. So I thought, right, I've got all this stuff, rather than trying to fill it in, because on the day of the training they want all this information, these certificates all written out and all that kind of stuff, and then want it given to the delegates on the day of the training. So I thought, right, on the day of the training, I don't know how it's going to go. If I'm nervous and my hands are a bit shaky, I don't want to be writing out registration forms and things like that. So I thought, right, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get really organised. I'm going to fill it all in now. So I can go through all the evaluation forms and put my name and the name of the course and the date on. So all the delegates have got to fill in is their name and then tick the boxes for the evaluation forms, which means they're more likely to fill them in, more likely to give me some good feedback, all that kind of stuff. And then I thought, and I know with the certificates, I'll get my nice pen. I can take my time, write them out nice and neatly, write the date, write the course date, all that kind of stuff. And I'll just leave the delegate name free. That way, if on the day when we get there, somebody doesn't turn up and somebody else is sent in their place, I've not wasted the certificate. Feeling really smug right now. So about 11:30 this morning, I've got it all written out. I've got a nice little pile of these name cards that have got the coding written on it for them to log on to the website and download all the course material. I've got the evaluation forms filled in. I've got a little book with all the pens in. I'm feeling really smug. So about a half an hour later, I think, well, I know, I'll just go on and check a few emails. goes online, checks my emails. There's an email from the company. Really sorry, Tina, but the company that you were going to on Thursday has cancelled. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Oh, God. What are you saying there, David? Oh, that's brilliant. Prince's Trust, that'd be really good. What are you going to be doing there? Let us know. What are you doing there on Monday? What are you kind of, are you getting involved with it? Are you doing the security stuff on it? You know, what's happening? Let us know. So they've cancelled. And guess what? This is one of those things where when the company cancel, I don't get paid. Yay, great. So last night I was going to book my hotel and train ticket and everything, and I thought, oh, do you know what? I can't be bothered. I'll leave it. Do it near the time. So lucky, because had I done all of that, I would have lost all of that as well. So in some ways, let's see, I can't really find a positive in Kian breaking his wrist, because that would be quite cruel, and he's, even as a parent, even I'm not that mean, so that I can find a positive in my son breaking his wrist. But had he not broken his wrist, and I hadn't spent the whole day kind of, you know, stressing over him, I would have been online booking hotels, booking train tickets and all that kind of stuff. So because I was disorganised or disrupted by him, I didn't. And then today it got cancelled. So kind of, although it's not a positive in breaking his wrist, it has kind of done me a favour in some ways. So I'm then sitting there and I'm thinking, oh shit, so this training's been cancelled, and I've just written out all of this material. I've got all these evaluation forms now with the wrong date on, with the course material, I can't reuse them and all that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking, oh, what an idiot. Trust me, I like to be all organised, and it's all backfired on me. But, and this is a good bit, so then there's another positive, because then I emailed the woman back, and I'm like, no, it's fine. I'm thinking inside, bloody hell, but, you know, it's not her fault, and there's no point getting asked, you know, these things happen. So I emailed her back, not a problem, you know, remember, Diana had been really helpful to me, really lovely on the yesterday over the podcast thing. So, you know, transference of kindness and all of that kind of stuff. I'm going to be really, really lovely back, and I'm going to be supportive and say it's not a problem. So that's exactly what I did. And she come back and she said, however, we would still like you to do the training for this course. They've rebooked it. So I thought, okay, yeah, no, that's fine. When? June next year. Yeah, I think I'm free in June next year. Actually, I don't think I've got anything in my calendar just yet. But you know what? The positive of that is it shows that they are willing, possibly, at least considering, to keep using me. So, whereas I thought these 2 training courses might be a one-off, if they're looking to book with me in June next year, well, that's a pretty good sign that they think that they might want to use me a lot more. So actually, me being all, yeah, chilled and relaxed, and it's okay, don't worry, these things happen, may well have bagged me a year's worth of training with this company, which is brilliant. So, from my purpose at the moment, it's been a little bit of a stressful week, I have to say. There's been a lot going on, but shit happens. Sometimes the shit doesn't just hit the fan, it hits the wall and the ceiling and everything else, and things are out of our control. And they don't go to plan, and we think we're being organised, and by being organised we actually bugger everything up because we then waste the certificates that we've written out and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes we think things are bad and they're actually a good thing. So the website being hacked is like, oh my God, that's awful, I've lost all that stuff. But no, actually it's an opportunity for me to redo it, to make it fit with where I am now. Not where I was 2 years ago when it was first put together, but actually with what I'm doing right now, which is a perfect opportunity. Sorry, David, let's have a look at what you're saying. You're going to the business enterprise course. Oh, that's really interesting. Oh, I'd like to know more about that. So once you've been and you come back, give me an update. Let me know what's happened. So I'm just going to... I've got my Christmas cup out, and today I had my Christmas penguin leggings on as well, so it is for me officially coming up for Christmas. So my poor husband is about to go through hell, but you know, he's suffered it for 17 years. It won't kill him for a little bit longer. And my daughter was playing Christmas music earlier as well, so proud parent moment there. So the purpose of the training really this evening was just to say, do you know what? Sometimes things go wrong, and sometimes things feel like they're really bad. And so, Caroline, yeah, definitely. Do you know what? Sometimes it's just out of our control, and we have two ways of being able to react to it. We can overreact, and we can just react. You know, it's very difficult to kind of say, just keep yourself calm, stay, you know, detached and all that, because when you're in it, it's very hard. You feel emotional, you are in the moment, and you are having to deal with all the crap that is being thrown at you and all that kind of stuff. But do you know what? Best thing for you to do is to just take your time through it and think to yourself, you know, everything is there is a reason for everything. There is a purpose behind everything. And I'm not saying, you know, God has something planned for us or anything like that. I'm not getting all religious on you, don't panic. But I do believe that if we look for the positives in every situation, good or bad, exactly, David, think positive. If you look for it, you'll find a positive in every situation, even the really, really crappy ones. So, for instance, okay, Kian breaking his arm, there's not really a positive in that, bless him, it's quite sore. But I did get really lovely cuddles last night. He did want to sit with me, and we, you know, he's been upstairs in his room for the last year talking to his mates on Skype and playing games online. He actually sat downstairs with the family last night with us. So, yeah, you know, there was a little bit of a positive, okay, a little bit of a sick positive, but, you know, definitely a positive. With my website crashing and being hacked, I get to do what I want with it now. And now I've got so much more knowledge. 2 years ago, when I first started out in the online business, I didn't know half the stuff I know now. So I get to revamp my website, make it modern with all of that knowledge I've got now, and with my niche understood, and my new business name and all of that kind of stuff. So that's a great opportunity. And this training, you know, by reacting well to it and not being arsey with the woman and Neil, you know, that's great, I was really, you know, I've done all this learning for Thursday and now you cancelled on me and all of that, because I was so like, yeah, do you know what, it happens, don't worry. I've got the opportunity now. They've booked me for June next year. You know, that's really positive. Sorry, Caroline, let's have a look. Totally agree. I've had a similar thing with finding venues, gone round in circles, and then tried another venue again, and they've had to change stuff. Yeah, so I mean, for you, this kind of thing must be a nightmare. Must happen all the time. You've got Caroline, you do like performances and things, don't you? Dropbox. It's an amazing. I don't know if it's a charity. Is it a charity, Caroline? I'm not sure, but you know, kind of gets kids off the street, gets them doing all these performances and stuff. It's amazing. I think it's brilliant. But you must have all these issues with people kind of dropping out last minute, or being sick on the night, or too nervous to go ahead and all that kind of stuff. Oh, it's non-profit. Okay. Venues promising you one thing and then doing something else and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, I suppose because you're non-profit as well, it's harder because you rely on everybody to do their bit. So you've only got to have somebody drop out or not turn up for fundraising and things like that, and you're totally stuffed, aren't you, really, because you're reliant on people so much. So you could sit there and you could throw your toys out the pram and get the or you could put the big girl pants on, get on with it and stay positive, because what you're doing is you're setting an example for all those kids. So you're teaching them, in every time that something goes wrong and you handle it bloody brilliantly, you're teaching those kids how to problem solve, how to solutionize, how to deal with situations, how to deal with anger, you know, because you could just kick off and start shouting and screaming because somebody's been like letting you down or someone's been an arse, and you don't, because you handle the situation calmly and correctly. You're leading by example. You're setting an example for these kids on how to cope with solutions and how to cope with change and all of that kind of stuff, which is brilliant in itself. So even just by doing your normal day-to-day stuff, you're setting a great example for these kids, and they're learning from you. Right, let's have a look. I've got a few comments here. So looking at getting charity status, venues are a nightmare and they're so expensive. Yeah, it's a shame that they can't do, you know, have a little bit of awareness of what you're trying to do and maybe offer it a little bit cheaper for you. I'm sure that, you know, sometimes these venues sit empty some nights. And even if they said to you, okay, you can't do it on this night, but if you have it on a Tuesday, we don't rent it out on Tuesdays, you could have it for free or something. You know, it's a shame. What else? Hate relying on people, but you've got to get on with it and keep making relationships. Kids are teaching us a few things too. Yeah, do you know what? I think the kids nowadays, they get a rough ride and they do get slated quite a lot for a lot of things. Certainly kind of when it comes to behaviours and stuff. But actually, I've met a few kids and they've got some brilliant ideas, and you know, they're open to a lot more. And, you know, let's face it, they get the online world a lot more than some of us old fogies do. But they're resilient, aren't they? And they just keep plugging at it, which is really inspiring. So, David, there's always a positive. The Prince's Trust is helping me on a training course, all about business, cash flow, marketing, business plans, etc. Well, that's brilliant. Well, as I said to you before, if you need any help with any of that, then just give me a shout. I've done quite a lot of business plans and stuff in my previous job as well, so happy to help you out with that. So, really, what I wanted to kind of share with you today is just, you know, sometimes crap happens. Sometimes we're not prepared for everything. Sometimes being prepared is what actually causes us the trouble. It's, you know, being prepared that actually means that it's it goes wrong, if you like. But you got to stick at it. You got to be resilient, and you got to put the big girl pants on and just kind of get on with it, which is the best way of dealing with it. If you get emotional about it, if you make it personal, if you start overreacting, all of that kind of stuff, you're going to make it worse for yourself. You're going to make it a lot harder. It's going to be really difficult, and all you're doing is you're creating the bigger problem, because you then no longer have the issue, because let's face it, that doesn't change. Getting the ump and shouting and screaming doesn't make it go away. So now you have this issue that you had before, and you've got your bad temper and your bad mood about it. So now your mindset is in the wrong place. So you have to try and stay calm, keep the emotion out of it, keep to your facts, keep to, you know, okay, this is what's happened. Be aware of the negatives that that's going to bring, because there are some, but look for the positives. Look at, okay, so now I've got this in front of me. What can I do with it? What can I change? Where can I take this? How can I make it an improvement? How can I make it work for me in a positive way? Because I think one of the things I'm very good at, and have been since a child, is finding the good in things, finding the positives, finding something that is useful out of something that is crap, you know, by saying, okay, this has happened and it's really awful, but okay, we can work with this, we can do this with it. It's been a natural gift of mine, and not everybody is like that, and a lot of people will get very low, get very depressed very quickly when things go wrong. And, you know, you need to just make sure that you are keeping the emotion out of things, keep it realistic, you know, okay, this isn't the end of the world. There are going to be times when, you know, if you lose somebody close to you, I'm not suggesting you try and find a positive in that, you know, that kind of thing is going to be hard. But day-to-day business things, day-to-day life things, you can find a positive, you can find good in every situation. Some will be harder to find than others, and some you're going to have to really dig deep to find that right mindset and find that kind of ability to do it. But you can. And if you can't, drop me a comment and I'll help you find it, because that is my kind of forte. But that's what I wanted to share with you tonight. So I hope my really crap week has been inspiring, and you're able to take it and say, well, actually, do you know what? There's good in everything, because that's really what I wanted my message to be. So have a lovely evening. Don't forget, tomorrow is our Wednesday wobble, so don't forget to share in the group if you've got anything that you're concerned about or anything that I can help with. I have relinked my page and my group as well, so please make sure that you go in to the group and you make sure you click the follow button so that you are getting the notifications, you're getting the updates, you're getting the posts and the videos and all that kind of stuff. And over the next few weeks we've got some amazing stuff coming, so stay with us. And thank you for joining us, Caroline and David, tonight. It's been really lovely. And if anybody else is joining us live, please make sure you let us know you're there so I can talk to you and interact with you and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, thanks for joining me. Take care. See you soon. Bye.